Are we live? I think we're live. Let me see. Boop-a-doop-doo. Boop-a-doop-doo. Yeah, we're live. That's so sorry. I saw something funny. I got copyright strike for a song I used that was in a game in GTA 4, and it's blocked in Denmark. That one video. Man, who cares? Okay. Oh, you saw that. Shoot. I'm gonna be following a tutorial that lets you make donuts. I'm gonna just wait. I don't wanna. I'm gonna turn off the screen capture. Let me get the link. Okay, let's get started here. Alright, gotta re-enable this. Okay, here we go.
G'day! If you are new to Blender,
I've already watched this part.
Of a series, and I'm never sent concepts. I've just
I've seen this part already.
I don't know 3D. How am I gonna? And we are gonna start with the
Level
user
1.
interface. And just to keep it interesting, I promise you, if you finish the end of this video, you will learn how to set a monkey head on fire.
Oh fuck yeah!
Random, but you'll see.
I want to do that.
So, open Blender for the first time, and this is what you should see.
Okay, no,
now,
that's not what I see. Let me see. Sculpting. I'll choose sculpting. That's gotta be it, right? Oh, what is it? What is this? Wait, I gotta do something. Just for the fun of it. Wait. What if I make a nose? I'm gonna make a nose. There we go. I don't think this is the right thing. Let me don't save. Let me open up Blender again. What was I supposed to choose? Let's see, video editing, VFX. I'll just general, I guess. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it.
Big area here, this big patch of space is called the 3D viewport, and it's where you'll spend probably 90% of your time. If you're modeling something, if you're like laying out a scene and you're moving things around, it's all going to happen right here.
Right here.
So let's talk about moving stuff.
No more touching.
So we have the cube here, the default cube selected, and let's say we want to move it. So if you go to the toolbar, you've got a move. Function.
Oh yeah.
Right. And when you do that, you'll see that you get these arrows that appear over your
Where do I
cube.
move
now,
if
I just click and drag on any of these arrows, you can see that I'm moving it along that direction, that axis.
So
there's 3 axes. Whatever. There are 3 dimensions in the world.
Oh yes. Last time I checked, there are 3 dimensions. Last time I checked.
The x-axis and the y-axis.
Thank you.
So along those, I can sort of move it anywhere. Within this space.
Anywhere. I know how this works.
And the next one underneath that, you've got rotate.
Oh, rotating, yeah, classic.
Rotate
along the
axis.
axis.
Along a specific axis. Or by the way, if you just like don't click on any of these like highlighted
I
colors,
also like
just click anywhere in there. It's gonna like trackball it, which is like just free rotate.
You spin me right around, baby, right around like a record player.
Drop it wherever you set it to. But if while rotating it, you just right click, it's gonna like cancel the action, or you hit escape, right?
That's useful.
But anyways, then you've got scale.
Scaling.
So I click the scale option. Now I've got that function there, or this axis, or that axis.
What if I just go,
etc. Or click anywhere within there, and then
right mouse button maybe can cancel
the size of the thing.
Right mouse button cancels.
So move, rotate, scale.
It cancels.
By the way, that one down there.
Wait, I'll make sure
all 3 of them.
This is
together.
not as loud.
People who are running out of time and they need to click them all.
Wait, what?
Okay, so move, rotate, scale.
Oh.
That
Whoa.
There's like all three of them mashed in together. For, I don't know, people who are running out of time and they need to click them all at the same time for some reason.
Yeah. College students.
That's how you can do things, but actually the faster way to work is to memorize the hotkeys.
The hotkeys.
You're going to use this a lot, and every time you want to like rotate or scale something, if you have to go up here, then click on this, then click on this, it's a lot of work. It doesn't sound like it, but when you're doing it like repeatedly,
R for rotate.
Times an hour,
No.
it's a lot of work.
I touched.
What I
No.
would suggest you memorize is the hotkeys.
Okay.
So to move something, it's G.
G.
G for grab.
G for grab. Oh.
And when you do that, it's attached to your cursor.
Oh.
So you just tap the key once, and you don't have to like click or hold or anything like that. It's now attached to my cursor.
Okay.
If I right click, I'm canceling the movement. But if while it's moving like that, if I just left click, it's now confirmed the movement. Now it's free movement right now. So if I was to push the letter of any of those axes, like Z, I'm now moving it along the Z axis.
Oh.
Or X. Or Y.
Wait,
okay, so
shit.
again, that's while it's moving. If I hit any of those keys,
Oh.
I can snap it to that axis. Or
what the fuck?
instead of having to like do a separate key, so while it's moving, if instead of hitting those axes buttons,
Oh.
middle mouse
Oh.
button, which is
Middle mouse button.
did I talk about the
Oh, I
middle
can't
mouse
hold it down. My middle mouse button's broken.
I've recorded this tutorial 5 times. If you click in on the scroll wheel, that's the middle mouse button. And if you hold that in, you'll see that it's like snapping it to a specific axis.
Well, I can't do that
That's
then.
a really fast way to work. So if I hit G, I can move it down. So G, quickly tap middle
Okay,
mouse to
I
get
get you.
axis. Mouse, and I'm gonna E, quickly tap middle mouse, get it to the right axis. I can
What's a rotate?
and I can move this cube anywhere. And it's a really fast way of working. It's great. And those hotkeys work the exact same way. So, sorry, for rotate and scale. So if while rotating, free rotate, X, Y, Z, or middle mouse, and I'm going to rotate it along the X axis.
Wait. I'm gonna like.
Again, I don't have.
Full. Wait, no, not full screen. Just. Fick. Doosh. Badoosh. Dang it, I don't want it that big. Mini player? No. Default view. Here, I'll just. Boom. There we go.
Have to be in scale mode. I can just hit S for scale.
S for scale.
It's going to scale it like that. Or
S for scale.
Scale along the Y axis.
What?
Y,
X.
Z, or S.
This isn't working. Oh, I gotta select it.
To a specific axis that I have in mind.
S for scale.
Okay, so those hotkeys. G,
Oh.
Tip of the iceberg, my friends. A lot of hotkeys to come.
I don't want to learn hotkeys. I like these. I prefer these.
So I created a
much easier.
shortcut PDF
I don't care.
with like all the keyboard shortcuts. Hotkey was all the way down off screen. Where's it going? How are we gonna see it now?
Yeah. How are we gonna? How's camera?
Mouse button, which is again the scroll.
Oh no.
If you hold that down, that is called orbiting. Or
Fuck, my middle mouse button's broken. How do I? Okay. It's gotta be like a. Oh, shit. View top. Okay, using this. How do I? Okay, view selected. View camera bottom. Layout. No help. Okay. I can do this. Here, I'll just look it up. Blender, how to change key bindings.
Customized. And this is how. Go into the file menu.
File menu?
Then we select user preferences.
What?
And here we select input.
There's no user preferences.
And then we change the select with switch.
Fucking liar.
Right button to left button, and this means.
What a fucking lies. I can't orbit because my middle mouse button's fuck. Sculpting. Hey. Wait, it's gotta be here. Window. Oh, fuck me. Back, back. What am I supposed to do? Back, back. That's the back. View camera. Yeah, okay, that's better. I can live with this.
Rotating the view, but orbiting, right? And that enables you to rotate around the view. Now you'll see that we can't really get close to that cube there because we're just looking at the center of our scene.
Yeah, you scroll in. I know
So
the
if we want
scroll.
to pan to a separate area, if we hold down Shift,
Oh, shift.
the middle mouse button, and drag
Oh,
across.
and the middle mouse button.
Are very common. So I can go anywhere in my space just with those two functions. Shift middle mouse button to pan, middle mouse. Another way, which is to use this gizmo in the top right hand corner. If you just click and drag anywhere within that, is orbit, and then if you click this hand tool and just hold.
Oh, thank God.
Move it.
I don't have to worry about it.
This whole gizmo section here was designed. It's a new feature of Blender.
I was worried.
It's designed because we know that tablet devices and everything are on the rise, and at some point people are going to start using them on Surface tab.
Yeah. Oh, what's this? Might be important.
Essentially. So, yeah. The other one I'll quickly mention because I think I've been doing it without realizing. Scroll wheel.
Oh yeah.
Zoom.
I know.
Or you can click that little, hold down the little magnifying glass thing, and you'll zoom in and out. Now, the cube is over there, and we could get to it by panning over there, but nice and easy now. Easy.
I think we already.
And then I'll hit number pad period again and focus on that.
Oh, number pad period.
We're back at the start. Now, like speaker. So with the monkey head selected, we're going to
fire. Alright, this is important.
And you got a whole bunch of stuff here.
Okay.
Let's replace it. So I've deleted the cube. Now I'm going to go to the top section up here. You'll see one that says add. And you'll get a whole bunch of options that will appear here, and you can replace it with something.
Monkey.
But it's a long way to go. Mouse when you're adding stuff frequently in Blender.
This monkey is.
Shift A is a very common hotkey that you should use. Shift A, memorize it as
meatball.
Adding something. Shift A, and you got a whole bunch of stuff here. Now, by the way, this will be applicable like if you're in the node view or if you're in other views within Blender. So Shift A is a good one to memorize. Now there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Some things that I've never used before, like speaker. Don't know what that does.
There's a speaker here.
It's useful to someone, but not to me. The main ones you'll use are underneath mesh.
Mesh?
There's a whole bunch of
monkey
primitives.
Monkey mesh.
Plane. You could add in a plane, and it's the ground plane.
They're so stupid.
And then you got one right at the bottom there. It's called monkey. So obviously we're going to click it, and this brings us into the final part
that monkey
that I promised you. We're going to set this monkey head on fire.
Oh yeah. Let's do this.
But it's not real. So
it's okay. It's a fake monkey. We can kill it all we want.
Selected. We're going to use a little Easter egg feature of Blender.
Easter egg feature.
Basically, if you push F3, allows you to bring up the search bar, which is actually very cool.
Fire.
Flame. You can search for anything, like
kill the monkey.
Just, like type it in, and there it is, and you can do it. But if we type into the search bar smoke,
smoke.
There's one there called quick smoke. And what this does is it has applied a smoke simulation to my selected object, which basically just saves you from like setting up a box and then setting a smoke sim and blah 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 blah. It's just done that for you. And then if I hit the play button right at the bottom there, you can see it's smoking.
What?
Now I promised you fire though, so if you select
monkey not smoking,
click the simulator panel button, which
what did I do wrong?
A bit advanced, but just in here, where it says smoke, if you change that to fire and smoke, then there you go. You have set the monkey head on fire. Pretty random, but hey, it's cool.
Okay, well let's get to the actual
that's the end of this video.
Actual donut.
This video is
okay, let's close Blender because this is like we don't want to save it. We're learning, we're evolving. That's great. I know how to use it, but I know how to, I know how to use it, but I don't know how to use it. If that makes sense. Blender. Okay, let's go again. Okay, push to, I gotta, beep. Okay, come on.
Sponsored
Let's
by
do this.
Solidify, a library of
I don't give a shit.
Let's start making that donut.
Okay.
So I've got a brand new scene open in Blender, so clear whatever you did in the last video. And what I'm going to do is delete the default cube.
Okay.
Hitting delete.
Delete.
And I'm going to replace it by hitting Shift A.
Shift A.
New object. And then underneath mesh.
Mesh.
Base meshes that you can start with.
Taurus.
So you want to start with something that looks closest to what you want to create, which in this case is a donut. So this one is the closest match, a torus. So
Wait.
when you click the torus, you can see you get this, and it's okay, but it looks a little thin.
Yeah, it's like a tire.
A bit weak for a donut. Thankfully, though, in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a box. If you click the box, you can see you get settings, and this is going to change the look of the torus.
Wait, what? Box? Box where? There is no box.
If you don't see the box, it's going to it looks a little thin.
Okay, wait. A little thin, a little weak for a donut.
Though, in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a box, and if you click the box, you can see you get settings.
Oh, I don't see it.
Change the look of the torus. Now, by the way, if you don't
see it,
it's because you accidentally performed an action after you added the torus. So if I was to, for example, click on the donut, even though it's already selected, it's gone, and I can't.
Oh, okay. That would explain what I've done here. So let's go to mesh, torus, add torus. Okay, there we go.
I'll get those settings back there. So some actions in Blender, you will get
okay.
immediately.
So smooth donut or
do another action, it clears it, and you don't have those options anymore.
I'm gonna go 60. 60 looks pretty smooth.
These options here, you can see
No, let's go 75.
of the donut, and down here underneath major radius, I could change the size of it, how thick or how fat the donut is. So
does that look like a good donut?
Radius and the size. It's a good idea when you're building something in Blender to start with the correct real-world scale.
Oh.
So this major radius here is saying that this is 0.4 meters. The radius, so a diameter, is double that, which means that this is currently an 80 centimeter donut, which is
big or
almost
small?
half me. It's a big donut, very big. By the way, if you are American and you would like to use a different unit system...
Nah, fuck that. I'm American, but goddamn meters is the way to go. Fuck inches, fuck feet.
Underneath units, you can change your unit system to imperial, and then it will use feet and
radius of typical donut in meters. There we go.
Crazy units you guys have come up with. You can use that if you want.
Whole size, diameter should be between 70. I'm gonna do 82, so half of that is 41. So those centimeters, right? Millimeters.
So the research that I did,
I'll just copy what this guy's.
10 centimeters.
Oh,
like about that
that's like
big.
that's like
Radius is
0.01.
of that, so therefore this should be
Or is
5
it?
centimeters. So if I
Oh wait, 5 centimeters. 0.05. Wait, no, 0.5.
we would get the correct value, which is 0.05 meters. And then
0.05 meters. Yup. And ooh, this donut looking pretty thick right here. So I think we're gonna wanna. What are we gonna do? What if I don't? Now it's just a ball. I've created a ball. What the fuck? Oh, I fucked. I'm fucking shit up.
then if I adjusted my minor radius,
Wait.
I mean there's obviously no measurement.
So 0.0. Okay. Let's not change shit. I'm not gonna change shit. Shift A. Gonna add in a torus. We're gonna do 0.05 meters. We're gonna go 75. That creates us a ball.
For this, but like, you know,
So 0.05 meters.
how fat the donut is totally up to you. If you want to look
I'm gonna do 0.04, I guess. 0.04. Why do I have a ball? Okay, why do I have a ball? I don't understand why I have a ball. It's the donut. Look at that. Look how small that is. Okay, how do I change? Oh, that's how okay. Oh shit, fuck. Okay, well I learned how to fix. I learned to fix. So let's try again. We're gonna add in the Taurus. Alright, so we want this to be, okay, wait, let's do this first. 0.05 meters, 0.04 meters. So then we zoom in, and then we gotta go, okay, let me see, that looks like a good donut. Oh yeah, it looks like a fine donut. 0.05, exterior radius, 0.5. That's a thin donut. Point two. That looks like a. Don't select. Okay, well, should I just live with this? It looks like. I mean, I'd eat that. I'd eat that. I guess I'd eat that. Looks good. I'm gonna call it good.
Look like chubby, you can go like that, but I don't know. I think something around like 0.28. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe 0.26. I think that's what I used previously times the times that I did it. But anyways, like that.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the size I'm going to use. And then the other thing is the resolution.
Yeah.
Resolution of our donut. Now, you might think that you would want to use as high a resolution as possible.
Which isn't good because that makes the simulation heavy.
Yeah, when I was starting out with Blender. Every new object I added, I used the most vertices I could. Most highest resolution. Not realizing that actually what you want to use is the lowest resolution and then use a Subsurf Modifier, which we'll get to next,
What?
to smooth it out, because then you've got less vertices to work with. It's easy.
Oh, so I probably shouldn't. Oh, this is probably too much then. Okay, well. The more you know, the more you. Oh, it just added. Okay, well, I'll just fix. Okay, let me see what this guy has to say.
To work with a lower res mesh than a higher res. Anyway, point is we want to set this to something low, but something that will at least have the correct overall shape that we want.
Okay, fair enough. If I go, let's see what 20 does. 20. Yeah, that looks. I'm gonna just see what 10. We gotta find the lowest, so that's our goal. Lowest. 10. No, 15, or should we just go 20? Because 20 seems to be. I'm gonna go 20. That just looked fine. Boom. That's a donut right there.
So
This guy's going 2640.
Like this. And also, I want to keep the size of these faces. I want to keep them close to square, like as square as possible.
Square as possible.
I want to say. And you're not to know it because you're just starting out. But the reason for this is later on down the road we're going to use displacements, and it's much better if you've got square faces for displacements. So anyway,
25.
like that is pretty good. So these are the
Yeah, that's good. 25, 20. This guy has.
Okay.
Oh, this guy was using 2812.
Okay, that's it. We have the donut ready to go.
2812. It might be.
An object, but let's say you want to change the shape of that object, because that's a very common thing you want to do when you're building 3D creations, is you want to tweak it to look how you want it.
Good donut.
So right now, this is the most perfect donut that ever existed in the history of the world.
Yeah.
You could have a donut competition, and no one would ever be able to make as perfectly round and smooth shape as this, right?
Yeah.
Because computers make things that are
Perfect.
and in the real world they're not. So that's why imperfection is the virtual perfection.
What?
Which is a quote by someone.
Bullshit.
Very true.
No.
I don't know who said
I don't
that,
accept
but
that.
true. So
I strive for perfection.
what we want to do is make it look
I don't want to see.
a little bit misshapen.
What?
So to do that, we need to enter into edit mode. So if you go to the
Top
left corner, you can see we are in object mode.
object.
If you change that to edit mode, you will see that we get this, which
Oh.
makes it look like a grid, like a cake.
Vertices.
Or the hotkey for this is tab, because this is a very common
Ooh.
action to switch between object mode and edit mode is tab. By the way, when you are in edit mode, the only thing you can do, the only thing you can click on
Is
is within the
vertices.
object itself. Like if I'm in edit mode on that, and I tried to click on the lamp or the camera, you can see nothing happens. The only thing I can click on is
the donut
object itself. So just something to keep a note of. So while in edit mode, you can see that now that I'm clicking around, I can click on these little dots here. And each of these dots basically is the shape of the donut, as you can probably guess, right? And if I use the same hotkeys that you remembered from the last one, G to grab, if I was to G and grab this up, you could see that I would make a spike in my donut there.
like a spiky donut.
Just one singular spike, because that would be horrible. And I also don't want to, like, if I want to make this donut look lumpy, I don't want to go like this one and then this one.
Yeah, that'll look horrible.
That's a lot of work, and it's not even going to look very good. What I want to do instead is I want to like grab one and then like have it affect the vertices around it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's a tool for that, and it's proportional editing. So at the top of the screen there's a little button, or the hotkey for that is O.
Oh.
Turn that on and off. And then when I do that, if I use the same shortcut, G, to move this one vertice, you'll see that now as I move it, the rest of the donut comes with it. But
shit.
It looks like the whole donut's coming with it. If I was to scroll up, like scroll on my mouse right now, just scroll up or down until you can actually see what's this little circle appear around. So if you scroll up, it'll get smaller. So anyways, if I do this, you can see that I can affect the area of vertices around it, right? So what I want to do is just I want to make it look lumpy, so around that sort of area, and I'm going to hit Z.
I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
I'm moving it, and I want to move it along the Z axis, so it's just going up. And now you can see I've got part of the donut which is a little bit lumpy.
Oh, didn't work.
It's actually probably a little bit too lumpy. So let me just undo that, and let's try it again. Move it up. Oh, come on. It's cleared my thing because I undid it. Anyway, so something like this.
Oh, here we go.
And then I'm going to grab like this one here, and I'm going to move that down a little bit. So now I've got a weird little lumpy bit of donut.
Oh.
I'm just gonna...
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, it does look kind of lumpy. Wait. Whoa. Boys and girls, I'm learning. Yeah, oh, that looks pretty nice. Let me add some lumpy bits on the side. Lumpy bit. Let me add some lumpy bits. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a donut, don't it? It's a weird one. Not a perfect donut, but imperfections, the whatever thingamajigger, whatever that dude said. That looks okay. I'm good. I'm happy. This is good.
Kind of like misshape the rest of it, right? Because no donut is perfect.
Fuck.
Did you try?
Did you try?
Just make it look a little bit squishy, because otherwise it's gonna look like a I don't know, like at a water park, right? Those little inflatable rings that you get.
Oh yeah, no, you're right,
I forget, as a kid, go to the water park
right.
and
Squish it in a little.
yeah, there was like this ride called the Calypso Bay at Wet n Wild, Australia, and I used to love like stacking the rings on top of each other, and they kicked me out of the pool. They told me I had to get out.
What?
I like to stack the rings, but it was so fun. I wanted to stack them up and then be inside it and like roll around. But the lifeguards, who have nothing better to do, told me to get out of the pool.
Yeah, they're jackasses, aren't they?
So as you can see, I'm just grabbing parts of the mesh and I'm just moving it. You don't have to copy my exact motions as I'm doing this, just so you know. Just make your own misshapen donut.
Okay, here we go.
Copy mine.
This is good.
Follow your instincts.
This is good.
Make your own
My instincts tell me.
thing just by clicking G, etc. Anyways, like that. Look at that. Horrible, weird, misshapen looking donut. That's what you want. You don't want...
Does mine look like, I guess mine kinda looks like that. I might have to, yeah, I might have to like change it a little more. We're gonna go a little under here. We're gonna like what the effect ready. Oh, I gotta turn on the. Yeah, sure. That looks good enough. Good enough. Yeah. And now what?
You want a perfect looking donut, you want something that looks weird. So well done, you've made something weird. Now you're probably thinking, cool, but can we please get rid of the jagged look? Because it looks like you cut your finger running across this donut. It's too jagged. So if you are in object mode, which is important, you have to be in object mode.
Okay.
And you were to right click your mesh, you have these settings. And at the top there, you've got two settings, which are very common, shade smooth or shade flat. So we're going to use smooth. So flat is used for things like buildings, flat planes, things like that.
Oh, there we go.
And smooth is for organic shapes, like this one. Basically, where there's two faces, it's going to try to smooth them.
The donut, it should be, in my honest opinion,
now, you'll notice it does look smooth.
the hole is a big...
You can see it does still look sharp. So shade smooth is just like a... It's changing the way it looks, but it's not actually affecting the actual shape of it in any way. So if you want to actually make this higher res, what you need to do is use a Subsurf Modifier.
Okay.
So the modifiers are found in the properties. So this is the properties here, by the way. We haven't really talked that much about properties, but it's this whole section on the right here. So if you click on the wrench...
The wrench.
I always get them confused. You can tell I've never got my hands dirty. I'm going to go with spanner. And this is the modifier panel, okay? So it's empty right now.
Add modifier.
Add modifier. You get this lovely list. And the one we are looking for is right down here where it says Subdivision Subsurf. And it's probably the most common...
Wait, okay, it's over there. Subdivision Surface. Okay.
Mod or like effect that's used across all 3D software. What it does is it smooths out the mesh, right? And as a modifier, so what's good about modifiers is that it is what's called non-destructive, meaning that it's not applied. Like I can work on other parts of the scene and then I can come back to the donut and go like, I want it to be smoother. And then I can change the smoothness. And then I can come back to it later and go, it's too smooth. I want to change it again. So you're not actually like, nothing is being applied. It's just, it's all the settings are kept there so that you can come back and change them as you need to. So modifiers are fantastic. So what this Subsurf modifier is doing is basically, if you look at each of these faces here, so this is what's called a face. And it's like 3 or more vertices, and you add a solid face between them. That's a face. I don't know how to explain it.
2, 1, 3.
Modifier, what it's doing is it's adding like another grid between it, and it's taking like the average shapes of it. So like on the edge there, like where it was previously like sharp, it's added, it's doubled the resolution, and it's averaged it out to try to...
Yeah, look at that, smooth. Look at that inside though. That's totally a donut.
Viewport setting.
It's such a good...
Render setting is what it will render out.
It looks like a...
When we get to that stage, that's the setting it's going to use. So if I was to increase viewport, it's doing another subdivision over that. If I was to increase it again, it would make it even smoother and smoother and smoother. You don't want to go too high though, because the higher you go, the more graphics is going to be used to render it in your viewport or when you do your actual render. So keep it low, but 1 is fine.
Yeah, whatever looks good.
Okay, so well done. All we've got is a lumpy donut, and yeah.
It's not even a colored donut. It just looks like a donut.
A long video. So go ahead and join me in the next.
Okay, so let's go over. So we gotta make it look like a donut first. So I think we wanted to get it to the point where we have color. So let's go ahead and get some frosting on that.
Hey Google, pause Wi-Fi.
No, that's part 3.
Oh no! Did your game just get interrupted by an update?
It got interrupted by a frickin' you. Well, I mean, I'm not playing the game right now, but you know what I mean.
Switch to Chromebook.
Skip.
G'day and welcome back to the Donut Show, where we make virtual donuts you can't eat. So, in this video, we're gonna make the icing.
Yeah, the icing.
So what I want to do is I want to basically, I mean, as always, 100 ways you could do it, but the way I'm going to do it in this part is going to be the easiest way, and that's to take half of my donut,
Half?
just cut off the top half, duplicate that, and then give it some thickness, and then that is going to look like icing on top of it. So what I want to do is, I'm in object mode right now, but if I went into edit mode, this will enable me to, as we
block select,
click on each of these vertices here. So I want to select half of my mesh. So if I was just to drag a box over it, you can see I'm selecting, but a couple of problems. One, you can see that it's actually kind of hard to look like side on, but also I'm not selecting through the mesh. So first thing I want to show you is how to look directly side on, because this is kind of like freeform look, and there's perspective things.
Well, I know, I found it. This is it.
You want to look down and do like an intersection, like
here we go.
Something in half. So I'm going to use number pad 1, and that will look front on to the mesh. You can also use number pad 3,
Number 1?
just the right hand side of that, and then number pad 7 will look top down. Get my keyboard shortcut list if you haven't got that already. That'll come in handy.
I want to only get this top part though.
Alternatively, the other way, if you don't have the number pad, you can just click up here, these little axes here. That's how you can look side on, front on, etc.
So this is like the top, right?
As I mentioned before as well, for people that don't have a number pad, the tilde hotkey, that key underneath escape, that also has this little pie menu, so you can go top, right, left, or, because there's actually a fourth way you could do it, this is the same hotkey, I believe, as ZBrush, but if you hold down Alt and then middle mouse drag, like if I drag up, or if I drag right,
I get it.
on right now I want to select half the mesh, but I can't because I'm not able to see through it. So you can do that by going to the top there. There's a mode called X-ray mode.
Where?
So
X-ray mode?
Right. The hotkey for that, by the way, if you want it,
is
Z.
Alt
Z will just
Z
between that mode there. So with that there done, now I can drag a box over it, and you can see I've selected the top half.
Oh, here we go.
So I want it to be the top half. Like, you could go like that, but I want to make the icing.
Oh, it's like
dribbling icing in the next part of the.
So did I do it?
We'll do the dribbling bit, but for now, just want to select the top part. So I want to duplicate this. So to do that, the hotkey is Shift D for duplicate. And when you do
wait. I gotta get the icing first. Without touching anything else, which is a problem-o. Did I do it? I got it. Okay.
do that, you'll know.
What is it?
So I want to duplicate this. So to do that, the hotkey is Shift D for duplicate. And when you do that, you'll notice immediately after that, it's duplicated it, and it's now following your cursor.
Well, now it's not following it.
Now, I don't want to click right now, because then that would just place it randomly here. I want to cancel its movement, so I want to snap it back to where it was. Because I want it to be just resting on the donut. So I can do that by hitting escape or by right-clicking. Either of those functions
will
cancel a movement, and it will now snap it back to its original location. So it's duplicated, and it's now resting on top of the donut. So straight after that, I want to immediately make it its own object. So to do that, the hotkey is P. P for... For part of it to be separated.
I just don't know why it's P.
But P for penguin.
P for penguin.
That's a good way to remember it. I don't know why I said that. We're going to select selection. Okay?
Selection? What?
Alright, so now that I've done that, if you exit out of edit mode into object,
wait, what?
We're going to select selection.
Oh. Sure, boom. Let me go to object mode and pray to just pray to Jesus that I managed to do it. No, I did not manage to do that. What the fuck? It said, okay, it said P by selection. Now if I go back to the object mode. Haha, okay.
Okay, selection. Alright, So
Now I
now
gotta
that I've done
scale
that,
it.
if you exit out of edit mode into object mode with tab, by the way, you can see we have two objects. Ta-da! And by the way, we haven't talked about the outliner, but it's this section in the top right-hand corner. It actually displays all of your objects. So if you click this little drop down, you'll see all the objects that are currently in your scene. So you can see we've now got two objects called Taurus. So actually, this is a good point. We should probably give them names. Right?
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
I can double click this and I can call it
Donut.
Icing. The other way, by the way, you
Icing.
can rename something is at any point right here. It's the same hotkey as you rename a file in Windows, which is F2. So at any point, like where your mouse is somewhere, you just want to give something a quick name, F2 is how you can name it. I'll just call it Donut, and you can see it's now given the name up there in the outliner, Icing and Donut. Just a quick thing, by the way, when we duplicated this,
I probably
there's
shouldn't
gonna
move
be
this.
some people following this tutorial that, and I'm just ignore this if you didn't do this, but some people are stuck right now because after they duplicated the icing, they right click and then they click something else, and now you have a horrible problem, the worst problem ever. You can see you've got mesh that is intersecting other mesh, and you don't know how to select
Oh,
of the mesh.
yeah,
like
fuck,
the
wait, I
mesh
just
that's
did
on
that.
top of it.
I just did that.
And it's the worst problem, worse than Hitler.
Wait,
No.
there's gotta be like a way. Select.
But, if you have this problem, what you want to do is there's a hotkey, Control L. If you've got like one vertice selected, Control L will select
That's fine.
all of its connected vertices.
Everything's fine.
So I'm saying this because some people will be stuck at this point and they'll be like, I can't continue. So that's how you do it. You select part of the mesh.
Everything's fine.
Anyways, I'm going to delete that, and now we've got
Yeah.
and our icing. Ta-da! Okay, so
You gotta color it.
on top. Hooray for us! By the way, this is my third time recording this video, so I accidentally haven't done this. But when you, by default, this is what you'll see.
What?
No, one more. There we go. When you try to zoom into your donut, you'll see that it's like half. It's like cutting into your donut, and it's very annoying. It's just because the clipping amount for Blender, like as a default, is set like quite high, like the start clipping, which means that because Blender's designed to work for like large scale scenes, and we're working at like 10 centimeters right now, really small. So
I'm good.
I'm gonna give this some thickness. The donut. Okay, I'll hide that again. Okay, so I want to give this some thickness.
Yeah.
It is paper thin. It is a paper yarmulke, and we want to give it thickness. So there's a modifier for that.
Ooh.
So if you go to the modifier stack,
Add modifier.
Someone in the comments mentioned spanner and wrench are the same thing.
Oh, what's it? Okay, that's.
So icing. Make sure your icing selected, and we're going to go add modifier.
Add modifier.
And the one we're looking for is called Solidify. What this does is it gives thickness to any mesh called Solidify.
Solidify. Okay, there we go. Add modifier, solidify. Now it's got some thickness, baby. Now it's a thicky. So if I like move the icing up, oh look at that, it has thickness. It's thick.
What this does is it gives thickness to any mesh. So it basically extrudes it, and it's now given thickness to it. And you can see that. It's now a super, super thick icing. It's currently facing inwards, so that icing is pushing into the mesh itself. So there's this offset value here. If I drag that all the way up, it's now facing outwards.
Oh shit, should I not have added the modifier? Wait.
Obviously, unless you wanted a crazy amount of icing, like they do for like cream cheese on bagels, right? It's just like, here's a kilo of cream cheese.
Here's a kilo.
Too much. So what I want to do, just change this thickness amount to something reasonable. So I'll just type in, I don't know, 0.002. We'll give you 2 millimeters.
Oh yeah.
Of icing.
That works.
I'll add a 5 at the end there, just to, it looks nice if it's like a juicy, thick icing on top.
A thick icing.
Dear. All right. So
Wait,
one final thing before we get to the next video. Hey, we're making good time. I want to move because you can see like on the edge here, like that's a hard edge for that icing. It's
yeah.
Cut your teeth on that edge there. It's a hard and right angle. And that's because what we've got is we've got the Subsurf Modifier. It's smoothing it out, but it's doing that first, and then it's doing the Solidify step after it, and it's giving it a hard right angle edge. So I want to swap those around because it works top to bottom. So I'm just going to hit the up arrow. Now it's Solidify first, and now we've got a rounded edge.
Wait, what?
Edge for up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. The Solidify step.
Oh, I have to add the, okay. I have to add the Subdivision Surface, and I have to move it up. Wait. I might have to move it down. There we go. That's a nice and smooth. Oh, this one I have to, weird, it's being weird. Who cares is what I gotta say. Who cares? Because we got icing on a donut. There we go.
After it, and it's giving it a hard right angle edge.
So
I want to swap those around because it works top to bottom. So I'm just going to hit the up arrow. Now it's Solidify first, and now we've got a rounded edge for that icing.
oh, fucking head. Okay, so part 5 is sculpting.
This video series is brought to you by Enough, but make your renders faster.
Cause we got this icing's way too good.
Something fun. We are gonna be. I mean, working with a donut should be fun enough.
The fuck?
But this
Whoa.
we're gonna be making both the donut and the icing on it look more shapely. So we're gonna use sculpting to make this part look gloopy and like real icing. It's a lot of fun. So before we do the sculpting will it'll work, but the only detail we have is what is available to us in edit mode. Like if we're sculpting on a donut, this is all the detail we have. So really, we want to have a lot more detail than what we've got currently. So over here in your modifier section, we've got the subdivision modifier, and there's a button we can apply it. And if we hit apply, it'll apply that detail to our donut. But before I do that, it's a good idea to have a copy of what it is before you're going to apply it, just in case you need to go back. And I say this from like years of using Blender. Like, you know,
how do I shift?
You can't go back by
Copy, paste.
It's there and you can revisit it at any time. But once it's applied, it's like it's done. So
I'm gonna apply.
It's a good idea to keep a copy.
Apply.
So what I'm gonna do?
So we got this copy.
Select both my donut and my icing. I'm gonna hit Shift D.
Shift D to copy.
If you see it snapping like this, by the way, that's because your snapping tool collection. I want to come back to them. Sculpt mode. On this new collection here, I'm just gonna uncheck that box next to it. So now I've still got my donut and icing, but if I want to, I can access another version of them. So that's just a way of, you know, safety precaution.
Hit me with the
donut here. Select. This is the one that we're gonna sculpt on first. I'm gonna hit apply on my subdivision surface.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got all this detail here to work with. So now, if I go to sculpting. On the top navigation bar there, sculpting. Zoom in a bit.
Oh, there we go.
Now we've got this. So we are in sculpt mode, and the hotkey you should remember, which has been turned off for some reason, there we go, is F. If you want to change the size of your brush, it is F.
Whoa.
And there's also like, okay, where's the other settings for your brush? So if for some reason it's disabled, I'm pretty sure like a future version of Blender will have it enabled by default. But if you right click one of these buttons here, and then along the header, where it says header, just go show tool settings, then you'll actually get the settings that really should be there from the start. So I don't know why it's not there by default, but that's how you bring it in if you can't see it. Anyways, now that I've got this, yeah, I could change my radius there, and I can also change my strength. Hey, thank you for the reminder, Spider. It's always at the wrong time. Okay, now if I was to just draw on my mesh, you can see that we are sculpting. We're pulling parts of the mesh out, but you'll notice we're also pulling another part of the mesh out. The reason for that is that by default, X symmetry mirror is turned on. So it's useful if you're sculpting a face, but we're sculpting a donut, and that's very annoying. So I'm turning that off.
How do you turn it off?
You can see we're pulling that out.
How do you turn it off?
Now, if I was to go into edit mode just to show you, it's the reason for that is that by default, X symmetry mirror is turned on. So it's useful if you're sculpting a face, but
Yeah,
you're
now we
sculpting
got
a
it.
donut, and that's very annoying. So I'm turning that off. And now when I sculpt, you can see we're pulling that out. Now, if I was to go into edit mode just to show you, it's pulled that out. That's exactly what it's doing right now. All it's doing is it's taking the mesh and it is deforming it in a way that's appropriate for sculpting. So you might wonder, well, what's the difference between sculpting and edit mode? I mean, not a lot. Like, you could do this next step like in edit mode and do proportional editing and all that kind of thing. But it's just different ways of working. Like, some ways, especially when we do like the deforming of the glooby bits of the icing, it's just easier to do with sculpting. Now, in the case of our donut, what we're going to do is we want to make it look like, because basically
Icing
the way
that drips.
donuts are made is they come out of a fryer. I actually filmed it. Actually, I went to a donut shop and filmed it, but it comes out of a fryer. Like, it sits in a deep fryer and it sits there bubbling, and then they flip it over, and then the other side. But basically, the part that is like floating, like along the level part of the donut, is it's uncooked. It's less cooked than the rest of it, so it's usually like the parts around it are sticking out a little bit more than the middle. So essentially, if I can find a good photo of it, this one right there, you can kind of see it there. This might actually be a bagel. I don't know what the American Bagel Company is. It might be a bagel. I don't know. But basically, like, the more cooked it is, I believe, the more it'll like build the yeast or whatever, right? It'll kind of expand it a little bit more.
So
Anyways, point is the part around the middle, I want to make it small. I want to make it shrunken a little bit. So if I was to just draw, it's actually going to pull it out. But if I hold down control as I draw, you can see that it's actually pushing it in. And that is what I want to do. So I'm just going to go around it just like this. This isn't particularly fancy, but it does the job. Yeah. By the way, I'm doing this with a mouse, and I do have a stylus, but I'm doing it with a mouse because I know most people watching just have a mouse. A stylus will be immediately better for sculpting because you have pen pressure, and you can like taper off strokes just with pen pressure. Like, it's so much better with a stylus. So, if you get serious about sculpting or Blender at some point, it's probably a good investment. But I'm doing it with a mouse, so you can too. Okay. So that's okay. But having a look at this, we need a little bit more detail. It's a little.
That looks fine, I
red,
guess.
So I'm going back to layout mode. I'm just gonna add another Subsurf modifier. So I'll just add one here. Make sure when you apply it, by the way.
Wait. Go back to model layout.
So it's just gonna apply that.
Add modifier.
Got a little bit more to play with now.
Wait. Slow the fuck down. So add modifier, subdivision surface. And I guess we're just re-adding it. Apply. Yeah, okay. Because now it doesn't look as. It's a weird ass donut, but a donut nonetheless. Okay. Now what?
Back to Sculpt Mode, and away we go. I did that step deliberately, by the way, because I know,
I'm good. My donut's fine. Whatever. Or maybe we should just like make the little. I'm gonna make the middle. Sculpting.
So
Make the brush smaller.
Pretty simple. Don't go too far, By the keyboard shortcuts like Shift F will actually be the strength. So if you don't want to have to keep going up there, you can just hit Shift F and you can control it there. And then F is the size of the brush.
Oh
So
shit.
I use F a lot. Shift F not so much because it's a little weird to me. But yeah. Anyway.
Sculpt mode.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We could also change to like a smooth brush. Like if you go too far, you could kind of smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, let's try using Shift F. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of control it like that. But okay, so that is the donut. I might actually just while I'm here. Actually, let me have a look. I didn't even do this for my.
Yeah, there we go.
What does the inside
Look at that.
look like? Nothing. It looks exact. It looks completely perfectly round.
This side doesn't have much.
Nothing's perfect, so I'm gonna just like, I don't know. I'm gonna hold down control, and I'm just gonna like add a little bit of detail here. Like, some detail is better than no detail, right? Even if it's just like a tiny little bit, it's better than it just looking completely perfect. Because nothing
Nothing's supposed to move.
Okay, so the donut part is good. Now, we're going to do similar steps, but for the icing. So I'm going to apply my Solidify modifier first. And then the next one is the Subsurf Modifier. Let me just unhide the rest of the mesh, just in case that causes problems later on, because it can. In your Sculpt Mode, you won't be able to see it.
No, I understand.
I'm just going to increase my Subsurf Modifier, just to give myself a little bit more detail in the sculpting stage. So I'm applying that to level 3, apply, and now this is the detail level.
Add modifier. Time the fuck out. Add modifier. Okay, I'm gonna make this then a 3. Apply. Does that work? It's a fucking, it's a janky ass looking note. And did I apply it to this? Because I want to apply it to this. Apply it to that. I hope I'm not gonna break it from accidentally doing this too much. I think I'm breaking it. Oh fuck, it's loading. No, wait. Oops, I crashed.
I'm going to Sculpt Mode now. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull... G'day, everyone.
Oh fuck, I forget, completely skipped this step. Because oh shit. Well, you know, it's gonna end it. I'll do the rest of my own time. I kinda got the hang of it. I hope you guys enjoy watching. If you never like and subscribe. Anyways.